Little bit about my job because it has been threatened a couple times, and I just wanted to make a public statement that's on the record so that I had no idea what was going to go on this past 4 weeks. I mean, 5 weeks or 6 weeks or however long this has been. I had no idea that Joshua would become the director of Blexit in California, and that I'd become super involved in it, and that I'd become really outspoken. But with the things that are going on in the world right now, there's just no way to be silent. I just couldn't be silent, especially considering the experiences God gave me and the things that I've gone through just in my journey and just as a teacher and everything that's been going on. So I just wanted to make a statement about being a teacher. I had a couple friends say to me that I can't believe your view that you have, and I can't believe that you're a teacher. Like, I can't believe that you would teach kids, and it's actually dear friends of mine, people I've loved for a very long time. And I just wanted to say that I've been teaching for 15 years, and I started off as a substitute teacher for 5 years, and that was really fun. I actually subbed for my own sister when she was in high school, and that was pretty cool. And then I also, for 3 years, ran an after-school program. No, that wasn't 3 years. I ran an after-school program for 1 year in Compton. I did that, and I also tutored kids during the day during that time. So that was in elementary school, and I have so many stories about that. Just that year that I had there, it was so many experiences that I have from that and growth. And I'm sorry, but these kids are amazing, and they should never have the standard lowered for them. Like, they are so smart. I have crumbs all over my shirt, but and I also for 3 to 4 years I ran a program where we would take kids on college tours and retreats. These are African American kids. I actually recruited them. There was a high school that I went to where I actually started a BSU, and I recruited them, and with the support of a grant and some volunteers, took them on college tours, overnight college tours, no doubt. These are high schoolers. And I took them on retreats. I planned the retreats and had them do overnight retreats and help them with college applications. And during the time that I was doing this, there was a high dropout rate for African American kids at this high school. I think it was about 40% of them would drop out. In the 3 years that I was with the program, we didn't have a single kid drop out. And we always had a special graduation, and it was just a really beautiful time. And then I got my master's in education at UCSC, and school's always been hard for me. That's part of the reason why I'm a teacher. I really understand how difficult school can be. It's never came easy for me. Writing actually never came easy for me. It's always been a struggle. I've always naturally not liked school. I just don't like it. And so I feel like I can really relate to the kids that don't like school. Like, it's just not our thing, like being stuck in a classroom all day. So I really try to accommodate that student. And I think that's why I've been very successful as a teacher. And God has given me that experience to be a successful teacher, and that understanding. And there's Rico, totally over it and hungry. Oh, anyways, so now currently I am a teacher. I'm not going to say where, but I am a teacher, and I work at a high school, and I'm also ELD chair. So I teach ELD. I teach the English language learners. I teach the kids that have been in the country for 3 years, and I also teach Read 180, which is the kids that are behind in reading. And I've been doing that for several years. And these are kids that have really low reading levels, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade reading level, and they're in 9th and 10th grade. And I help bring their reading level up in a year. And then I also teach the long-term English learners, which in California, there's a really terrible policy where if you don't pass a test, like let's say your parents mark, this is kind of complicated, but your parents mark on your enrollment form at kindergarten, they mark that you are Spanish, that you speak Spanish, okay? So if you don't pass this test that gets harder and harder every year, you always have to have an extra class. So I teach that class, and some of these kids have been in our country since birth, but because their parents marked Spanish, they now have this extra class, and they're just not good test takers. or maybe they have a low reading level, but it doesn't have anything to do with their language, their English language skills. So I also teach that class, and that's probably one of the hardest classes to teach because it's an extra English class, and high schoolers really don't like having an extra English class because they're not allowed to have an elective. Anyways, I teach that as well. And I'm a very dedicated teacher. Like, I love what I'm doing. I really don't like it during COVID though. Teaching online is just not the same, especially teaching ELD. It's been pretty tough, and I really like being with my students in the classroom. Like, I live, breathe, eat teaching when it's that time. So I just wanted to go back to my friend, my dear friend, telling me, well, she's not really my friend anymore, telling me that how dare you, you're a teacher, how could you teach kids, I can't believe you're a teacher and saying these things. Well, I have been very careful to not share my political beliefs to my students. For one, I don't think that we should be. I believe that parents have the right to raise their kids how they want, and it is not our place to push them in any sort of political leaning, whether it be left, right. And I've always been just all about motivating my students. You know, I don't think a single student knows that I support our current president that I have right now. I don't think a single student knows that. I mean, I've never put him down, but I also don't, share my support for him on campus. And for many reasons. One, it's a very unpopular view. It's a very unpopular position to have. And I mean, my car could get vandalized for saying that I support the current president. And also, like I said, it doesn't belong in the classroom. That being said, the other side gets to say what they want. Like, I have witnessed so much hatred and outspoken disgust from teachers to the students of our current president. Okay, that happens all the time. And it's a double standard. Teachers can have, and I've shared this in a post before, I've seen Bernie stickers on laptops. I've seen Obama posters in classrooms. I've seen Trump as a clown on teachers' cars. There was even Trump as a pig on the door of a teacher's classroom. It's in staff meetings, Sometimes I will say, like, if someone starts going off in a staff meeting about how awful our current president is, if they start going, I will say, can we have this not be political, please? I will say that. And they're always like, everything is political, or some sort of snarky response. And it's usually a white lady. I'm sorry to say that, but it's usually a white lady. Okay, but anyways, I'm a very dedicated what I do. I love what I do. I believe that I was given a gift from God to be a teacher. It's my God-given calling. I absolutely love it. It is my life, and to have that job threatened because I'm sharing I'm being a free thinker, and I'm sharing my views finally out loud in a very outspoken way, but not to my students, is it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. But I just wanted to make that statement, and just be candid with it, because if something does go down, I have this on record, and I know that my students would fight for me. They really would. I've been told by many of my students that I'm one of their favorite teachers, and that they actually learned in my class. So I'm pretty strict, but I do win them over. I'm a pretty strict teacher, but I do win them over, and I love what I do. And I pretty much, the most I've done in my classroom is before the bell rings, I say a prayer for the day. And I say prayers in my mind when I'm dealing with those difficult kids, but I'm not pushing any sort of beliefs on them like these other teachers are doing all the time. So that's about it. It's kind of a long video, but I just wanted to explain that. And school year starting in 4 weeks. So those of you that pray, please pray for our kids right now, because online school is very hard. And it probably is going to be online in California. And a lot of these kids don't have good home lives. And it's just crazy. I could make a whole nother video about that, and I probably will if you guys are interested in hearing a teacher's thoughts on online school and COVID and what they're doing to our students and what they're having us teachers do. It's all out there already, so I'm totally open to giving you guys more thoughts on that. Anyways, God bless. Have a good day. And that's that.